this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up card videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then a ringy thingy comes up. And if you click that, you'll be the first to be notified when my videos pop up. So this is my new Happy Holidays poinsettia card. And what's really cool is this is that plush poinsettia paper that I've colored. And this is a really pretty card. We've got this metallic ribbon stuff up here, and the inside's pretty basic. But this is a card I'm going to do in my card class November 7th. So if you ladies from my card class are watching, this is one of the cards you're going to do. Also, I give away the demo card. So if you're a first-time subscriber and you put in my comments that you like the card or whatever with your email, I can't communicate with you without your email. Then if you're the first one, I will email you and get your address, and I'll put this in the mail. So it's like a freebie. So anyway, let's get started. What we're going to use today is poinsettia petals and poinsettia dies, and that's, you know, this is easy today. So this would be a great card to make a lot of cards of because it's not all that difficult. So we're going to start with a Highland Heather 5.5 by 4 1/4 base, and then we're going to take this really pretty Snowflake Splendor paper. I love this. I bought a bunch of it because I knew I was going to use it a lot. And we're going to go ahead and snail this down. And this is cut 5 1/4 by 4, and just put it right there in the middle. And all that Highland Heather in the paper picks up the base. It's really pretty. Alrighty. So we're also going to be using this really cool metallic mesh ribbon. Also, the plush poinsettia, it's like a vellum paper with the like a little velvet on the top. And we're going to be using this to color, and then we're going to use the big die, just outline die from Poinsettia Dies, and we're going to cut that out. We're also going to, you need to cut out 2 pieces of silver foil, and you got to make these 1/4 inch by 4. And we also need a piece of shimmer white paper, and this is going to be 2.5 by 4 as well. So let's go ahead and stamp the Happy Holidays onto the white card. So I've already lined up all my stamps on the Stamparatus, and I really recommend that you use the Stamparatus because you're going to get a darker stamp on these sentiments. Also, if you're doing a lot of cards at once, which this is a good card to do, then you put it on the Stamparatus, and man, you can just whip them out. So I've already got it lined up here. I'm going to put this in the corner, and my Happy Holidays is right there. And the ink we're going to use is Highland Heather. Now, I've inked up a little Stampin' Bot, and these are in the catalog too. And you can place orders directly with me through Stampin' Up. You can go on my joyofcards.com site, and it'll lead you to where you can go to my Stampin' Up site, but it's noreenbrungart.stampinup.com or .net, sorry. So anyway, here's my Highland Heather Stampin' Bot, and we're going to just put that in there, and we're going to have many stamps to make this nice and dark. So this is my Happy Holidays stamp with my Stamparatus, and this is just a block, so you can see why I did the Stamparatus. Now we're going to color the plush poinsettia paper. So here's one of the poinsettias here. So I'm going to grab Balmy Blue, and I'm going to use this tool only because it's really flat. And if you use these, I take a little bag and I mark what they are, and then use them over and over again, so I'm not throwing them away. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and just rub it on that poinsettia. And then just get it to the color that you want. So I'm going to do this. I've colored my poinsettia. Make sure you get the tips of the flowers here. And then you take that big die from Poinsettia Dies, and we're going to line it up and run it through the die cutter. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. This is what you're going to get after it's cut out. Now you want to take this die from the Poinsettia die, and in the silver foil, cut 3 of those branches, and then also grab the little centerpiece, which is this die, and also cut it out in the silver foil. Now you're going to grab that metallic mesh ribbon and you're going to cut 4 inches, so the length of the card, and cut 2 of those. Now for the assembly, and what you want to do is, let's start with the white card. Now we're going to snail the back of this and we're going to put the mesh on here, but we're going to do it enough so if you look at the card, you've got your silver foil outline here on the top. So you want to have enough of this poking out so you have enough room for that silver foil. Now I've already boo-booed the back of my card here, so ignore that. And I'm going to put it right about there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to do about right there. Okay, and now I want to take my silver foil. Remember, this is a 1/4 inch by 4. And I'm going to put one here. I'm doing this on my silicone craft sheet. If you don't have one of these, oh my gosh, they are awesome. Okay, and if you find that you're going over a little bit, just take your scissors and cut that off. Now we're going to take this and snail it up gently, going over that mesh, and we're going to put it on the card front in the middle. Right on the edge of that Snowflake Splendor. Just like so. Now let's take our poinsettia and we're going to only snail the middle part because we're going to tuck in these branches. So snail the middle and then have it go the direction you want it. Now we're going to take our 3 branches and put them in the card. But these have so many little spots to put our crystals that you would be like spending all your money on crystals. So I'm going to cut some of these off. So I'm going to cut this one off and probably this one off here for this side. And then snail the front and the back of the stem, and I'm going to lift this up and tuck it. And then on the second one where I'm going to put it on the back here, I only want 4 of those little doohickeys to poke up. So I'm going to cut off obviously this one and this one and this one. So I only have 4 poking up, and then a lot of the stem. And then I'm going to snail the ends front and back and tuck it under here. That's where it ended up. I did cut off more of the stem, and you might have to do that to tuck it in. Now the last one, I'm going to cut off these 2 and these 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have just 6 poking out. Cut off a bunch of the stem because we don't need it. Snail the front, snail the back, and we're going to tuck it in on that bottom piece. And that's what it's going to look like. Now we're going to take that last little piece we cut in the silver foil, snail that, and we're going to put it in the middle of the poinsettia like so. Okay. Now the fun part, the gems. So these are the blue adhesive back gems, and these are awesome. So what I did on these is I put a big blue. I'm just using the light blue, not the dark blue. And I'm putting the big blue in the middle. And then I'm going to take these little ones and I'm going to put them on the point of all the little stems. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Put all the light blue little crystals on here, and boy, I had just enough. Now if you're making a lot of these and you want to cut down the expense, just cut more of the little branches off. Now I'm going to put the little metallic pearls, the silver ones, and I put them all around the big one right here. It looks really cool. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. And there's the silver pearls around the big blue pearl. So that's the front of the card. Let's do the inside. The inside's really easy. I just have a piece of balmy blue, 5 1/4 by 4, a shimmery white, at 5 by 3.75. And I am going to do this in the Stamparatus because the sentiment comes out so much better there. So I'm going to go ahead and I pre-lined these up. That's the great thing about the Stamparatus. And I'm going to stamp up the poinsettia, not the sentiment, because the sentiment is in a different color. So hold on. We're going to do the balmy blue first, and let's see how many times we're going to have to stamp that one. Yep. Stamp it again. So that turns out really nice. Now we're going to take Highland Heather and of course my Stampin' Bot. And these are great because it keeps your plate really clean. It also keeps you clean. I am notorious for painting myself. So, and when you use the Stamparatus, it just comes out so much nicer and bolder than if you just used a block. So that looks great. So let's put it together. We have left is putting this on and we're done. So that's the card. Like I said, if you like the card and you haven't subscribed before, if you're a first-time subscriber, and put in my comments you like the card with your email address, I will email you, and if you won the demo card. So I'll get your address and I'll stick this in the mail. And that's the card. Isn't really pretty? So that'll do it for me. Thanks. Bye.